How excited are you to finish off your career in your home state against such a storied program?
It's pretty exciting, get to go up against the university that turned me down, that said I wasn't good enough, and I get to play in front of a lot of friends and family back home, and they'll make that 2.5-hour trip to San Antonio.
Was that your top choice?
Texas.
High school?
I mean, that's where I wanted to go. That's been my dream school since I was little. So when they finally came to a game, and I put on a performance that I thought would get them to offer me, and he came back and said that I wasn't good enough, and ever since then I've been taking everything personal, and now that I get to finish my career off against them, that's even better.
That was, if you saw the tweet, that was major recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
So have you talked to him since that day?
There's no reason for me to talk to him. It's a business, and I'm going to do my best to make him regret that decision. I'm happy up here, and I think I made the right choice in coming up here. But I want him to feel it.
How much did that hurt back then to not get to go to your dream school?
It hurted a lot. When that day he told me that I wasn't good enough. Everything that I did from there on, I was gonna take it personal. I was always gonna have them, in the back of my mind with everything I did to let them know that, I'm gonna outwork, your 5-star recruits. I'm gonna do everything I can to get noticed by other schools, and hopefully, I'll be a hidden gem, and that's what I've been here at Oregon.
So how long was that conversation? Did you just straight up say you're not good enough? Or
Yeah,
that's
pretty much. Yeah.
You happy with his opponent then, the way the whole game worked out?
I mean, yeah, it's not where we want it to be, but any chance I get an opportunity to play in front of my hometown, and not my hometown, but in front of friends and family, and then play against Texas, that's pretty exciting.
When you score and put up the Longhorn symbol, is that? I know you're Texans fans too, so is that just the state of Texas thing, or is
it's just a Houston thing. That comes from being from Houston, and that's what the people in Houston throw up, and I don't think I'm gonna throw it up when I score in this upcoming game.
There's speculation you guys could make a BCS game still on selection day. How disappointed would you say the team was when you found out you weren't going there?
I think it was pretty disappointing throughout the whole. With the past month, I think it was pretty disappointing for us to lose the last 2 out of 4 games the way we did, and it's nothing we can do about it now, but just move forward and use this bowl game as a building block for next season for the guys that's coming back, and not being able to be selected for the 5th straight BCS appearance, that hit home, brought us back down to earth to continue to work no matter what, and that's what we've been doing.
So you're kind of above earth then, so to say, head in the clouds at times this season?
I would say so. We've been caught, with our heads in the clouds a little bit, and after that Arizona loss, I feel like it brought us back down to earth a lot. So it's always, adversity that you got to go through, and what doesn't break you makes you stronger. So I expect to go out with a bang in this bowl game, and get that a leading block for next season for the guys that's coming back.
How many guys are you still friends with on the
None.
Texas team?
I cut all ties with people in Texas, all ties. So when I go back home, I communicate with those guys. But as far as when I'm in college, I stay away from them. Everything I do, I take it personal with Texas. So that's that.
It's a whole state thing too.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I had options to go to TCU or the University of Houston, but I wanted to. If I didn't get offered by Texas, then I didn't want to be in Texas. So for them to say I wasn't good enough or to overlook me, that really made me mad. And I'm not the only guy. Braylon and Tarodney and Chance and LaMichael and Darren. It just goes on, and we came out here to start Texas Pipeline, and we've done a great job so far, and Texas continue to miss out on guys like that, and that's under the radar, and they just go for the big time recruits.
Darren said the other day in an interview, what people don't realize is how many Oregon fans there are in Texas now.
Yeah.
How many are there a lot of Oregon fans?
From what even when I go back home, and go to the mall or whatever, it's Oregon stuff in the mall, and that speaks a lot. That speaks a volume and where our program is going and the national brand that Oregon carries. So we just got to continue to recruit out of Texas and bring guys that's willing to work and dedicate themselves to this program.
A lot of seniors played their last game at Autzen, but now a lot of seniors will be playing, many of them, their last game period in college football. Maybe not you, but do you sense any kind of sense of more urgency? This is it. This is the last time out there.
Well, we always try to play with a sense of urgency, and with it being our last game, and with it being our last game in our college careers or whatever, I feel like a lot of seniors that's playing is going to come out with a vengeance or whatever, and try to leave out on a high note and hopefully get looks from the NFL, and if not, then they'll be happy and satisfied with how they finish their career.
So for you personally, without BCS, without national championship, this couldn't have been a more motivating scenario for you then, right?
Oh, yeah, most definitely, yeah. With the BCS out of play and, with us not, playing in a BCS game and me playing against Texas, the school that turned me down, and, it carries a lot of motivation, a lot of things to prove to those guys, and, me personally, I'm just taking it personally. I don't know how everyone else feels about it, but this is the game that I've been, waiting for. I always hoped to play Texas in college, so now that I got that chance, I'm gonna make the best of it.
Hey, Huff, give me a shout out, bro. This has been asked, but what was that like with Major when he?
It was just a. He gave me a phone call. He said he'll give me a phone call the next day, and he gave me a phone call and just put it plain and simple that you're not what we're looking for. So I took that you're not good enough. So ever since then, it's just been on the grind and trying to make something happen and try to prove them wrong.
Did you want to go there? Was that your number
that was my dream school. That's where I wanted to go since I was little, and I've always wanted to put on the burnt orange and white, but I made the decision to come out here, and this is where God wanted me, so this is where I'm at, and I made the best of my opportunities here.
When you were being recruited, did you follow the bowl games of which teams you wanted to go to, and did that have an impact on your decision?
Not necessarily. The two teams that I was down to was after Texas said I wasn't good enough. The two teams that I was down to was TCU and here. And I watched both bowl games, and TCU won their bowl game, and Oregon didn't win. And I didn't too much pay attention to if they win, then that's where I'm gonna go. Or I just looked at the depth and see where I can fit in and see where I can get the most playing time. And I just looked at the roster and see where I was available and where would I fall at and what would my competition be like.
So was that Oregon, Ohio State?
I believe so, yeah.
How do you balance this deep passion of yours, kind of the motivation that you have right now, not overhyping yourself?
I don't know. I just
the game, I guess.
I just try to take it one day at a time, and during the week I always try to play out the game in my head, and that's every week to see where if something does go wrong, how we react to it, and if I do something good, how can I do it better the next time? And I just always have that notion to have a jump start on things, have an outlook on things and how things would go. And, I've always been the guy to just look ahead to things and just see what I can do to better my teammates and better that game.
Have you had a chance to look at Texas secondary at all?
I've been watching them on and off throughout the season and seeing what they've been like. They have a couple of athletes back there, but it's nothing that that I cannot take advantage of. I always look for an advantage that I can seek into a secondary, and I necessarily haven't found that weakness yet in their secondary because I haven't really paid that much attention to it. But I'm pretty sure some weaknesses there that I can that us us receivers can take advantage of.
Josh, can you remember when that call from Major was?
It was actually the day after we played Aldi. I don't know if many of y'all remember Dante Williams, but it was after the day we played them, and
So was it your senior year?
yeah, my senior year.
So was it late in the season or?
Probably mid-season.
What'd you do in that game? Do you remember?
I mean, I threw for over 200 and ran for another 150, so I thought it would be good enough, but it wasn't, so it's whatever.
Do you see yourself talking to Major either before or after the game?
I don't have any words to speak to him.
Give him the ball after you score.
Nah, not even that.
No.
He don't deserve anything from me.